Hey everybody, I am joined right now by two members of the Inner Circle. You know them as Santana and Ortiz, proud and powerful. They have a big match that's not to be understated this Wednesday, May 5th. They're going into Blood and Guts. They're going to war against the Pinnacle. We're going to talk about that match, how we got here, what to expect, everything in between. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad.
I'm all right, man.
Blood and Guts is here. It's a match that fans have kind of known about for the better part of a year. It was originally supposed to take place in the Prudential Center in Newark last year. The COVID changed quite a bit, including delaying that match. How you feeling knowing that this match is this week, and how are you preparing for it if you can?
You can take it, Ortiz. Man, I've been upping my training in the gym, and I've been focusing on this match. So really, I've had tunnel vision these past 2 weeks. I mean, even before the match was announced and we got to this point that we're at now, I was already kind of ramping up my physical training. But this match just gave me a new fire, for lack of a better term, gave me a new fire underneath my ass. And yeah, I mean, there's been tunnel vision this whole week for me. So literally after we finish with this interview, I'm going to jump in the gym and get ready to go, because I know this is not going to be an easy match to get through. I know all five men that we're going to face are tough individuals in their own right, and I'm anxious more than anything. I'm very anxious. I'm afraid in a sense, because I'm always afraid to go to the place mentally that matches like this takes us, and I want to keep my guts in my body. So yeah, I'm excited, anxious, afraid, all those emotions balled up into one.
And to add off of what Ortiz just said, yeah, mentioned the mental part. I think that's, for me personally, not just the getting myself ready physically, but also mentally. You know, we've had these kinds of matches before, and you know, I always try to take myself to a very dark place mentally, and know that this is about survival more than anything. So yeah, man, it's definitely put me in a different state of mind this past 2 weeks.
A few of the match types you've been in recent years, real quickly, you've been in a parking lot fight, you've been in the Stadium Stampede match. When you guys were in Impact, you were in the Full Metal Mayhem match. How do you make this one stand out, and not only stand on its own, but how do you look at it going in where you're not just working as a tag team together? You guys are going in with the rest of the Inner Circle, and it's not, you know, does that dynamic change anything for you guys at all, as far as like the collaborative effort?
I mean, definitely, like you said, that's what's making this one stand apart from the other matches that we've had. Yeah, with Stadium Stampede, it was pretty much faction versus faction. But if you go back and look at that match, it was very, you know, let's just say we had more fun than anything with that match.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, this one is just, you know, our main focus and our main goal is making sure that we're the team walking out of there, and the Pinnacle isn't. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I refuse to go out of that match on my back. There's no way that my pride is going to allow me to do that. And you know, with this level of violence, you know, the good thing and the bad thing is that all 10 of us are going in with pretty much the same intentions. We're walking out. There's no way any of us are being carried out on our shield. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to go off of what Santana said, Stadium Stampede will probably be with the exception of maybe a few in-ring that we've been together as a unit. And in Stadium Stampede, we got separated. In this match, we can't get separated. We'll have each other's back because we'll be locked up in the cage. There's not much places to go.
Nowhere to run.
Yeah, there's nowhere to run. Exactly. Yeah, I think that in itself is what is going to make it unique. And our prior matches that were like this, at least as far as the level of violence, has calloused us and prepared us for this endeavor.
One other interesting part about the dynamic, as we've seen on TV in recent weeks, is the Inner Circle came back from that attack by the Pinnacle after they announced their formation. If you want to think in traditional terms, you guys are the good guys in this now, where for almost the entire time of AEW, you were looked at as the heel team, heel faction. How has that dynamic benefited you, as if you want to look at it from a tag team perspective, if you want to look at it from a stable perspective?
You can take it, Ortiz.
Yeah, I think for the majority of our careers, especially since we've been doing television, we've generally been the baby faces. We've generally been the good guys. So for us, it's very comfortable. Going into AEW when we started the Inner Circle, we were put in a situation where we weren't so comfortable, where we had to learn how to do things a bit differently. And it's really fun to be the bad guy. I mean, it's fun to be the jerk. It's fun to be the scumbag sometimes. But in reality, us as individuals, we just try to be good human beings. So, I mean, it's a very natural fit for us to be the good guys. And we were, like you said, we're typically the heel faction since the infancy of AEW, and it just adds a different dynamic. It gives us different ways to develop different stories, our characters. So it's a very natural transition. Yes, thank you.
So one thing that people will notice is that it seems like you're having a little more fun with it. Obviously, we saw last week, and you mentioned the Stadium Stampede match. What it allows you some creative freedom, even though at the time you were playing more of a bad guy, but now you can see like there's range that you get to play with. One thing I wanted to call back to was you guys were on Talk Is Jericho I think it was last fall, and
Yep.
Ortiz, you said that being in AEW has been such a huge learning experience because in Impact you had Conan kind of leading you, and you were new to TV at that point, but with AEW you've been a little bit left to your own devices. That was the exact quote, was left to your own devices. So how do you feel like where does a guy like Chris Jericho fit in there? Because if you're learning stuff on your own, but you're also learning from him, like what kind of balance do you try to strike where, you go to him for advice, but then you try to like have your own voice heard in that group?
Yeah, I mean, we're very, very, very fortunate that Chris will always get our opinions on things, and he will always take the moment and be like, "How do you feel about this, guys?" or "What are your ideas?" And then he's also the same person to be like, "That kind of sucks," which is great because we get input and we kind of filter it through with him, but the trust level is there. Since day one, Chris has respected us as equals and as peers. So I remember once the first match we did with him, of course we were feeling anxious and excited at the moment because it's the first time we're going to be in the ring with Chris Jericho, and we're feeling it. And I remember him going to us and going, "You guys got this. You're good. Don't worry about it. Just do what you do." And that gave us a little bit of like, "Yeah, you're right. Like we belong here." Of course you're gonna have those questions in the back of your mind when the first time you step in a ring in front of whatever thousands, tens of thousands of people, and you're on live television with a million people watching. So him just saying like, "You guys got this," like it helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like you were saying, our time at Impact with Conan, it definitely prepared us to enter this new world of AEW and stuff like that. Like you said, we had him guiding us and showing us a lot of things and making sure that he was always had our best interests and stuff like that. But coming into AEW, it was our chance to put all that knowledge that we had gained at our time at Impact and from Conan and put it to use and put it to work and actually show, our abilities and our knowledge and our ways of handling business. You know what I mean? And of course, thankfully, we have guys like Jericho, and not just him, but so many other veterans out in the back that we could also go to for advice, and they're all just so giving and willing to help out. But yeah, it's been a great experience, and again, like the beauty about pro wrestling is that you're always learning. It's always evolving. It's always changing. There's always new things to learn, and that's just the ultimate beauty of pro wrestling, that you never stop learning. And we're those types of guys, not just in our professional life, but in our personal life also. We just always like to progress and be better and learn as individuals.
Yeah, we also learned a lot by just watching. I mean, no one could deny Chris on the mic. And just if you're standing in the ring with someone that is this good at talking, like, how do you not pick up things? How do you not like recognize certain things that he does to simultaneously elevate his opponent and then bash them at the same time? That's an art in itself. You know what I mean? It's a fine line to play with when you're doing a in-ring segment or a backstage segment and you're trying to talk your opponent up. It's we learned a lot during these almost 2 years, or if it's been exactly 2 years, by just watching, just sitting and watching and seeing how Chris structured things and how he deals with certain things. And you just learn by watching and listening, honestly. That's the best way to learn.
And also us as individuals, we're just very, very observant of everything. Like that's come with, being from New York City and being raised the way we were raised. We're very observant individuals, and we like to pick up on things that we know are going to be helpful in our future. Yep.
One thing you guys just mentioned, talking about first, you were saying how you guys play good guys, but you do seem like genuine good guys in real life, and I do want to point back to Santana. You shared the moment where you got the action figures with your daughter, and I just wanted to say thank you for sharing that. Not only just putting that out there, but I have daughters myself, so it resonated with me too. Get it? Like, they kind of get it. Like they still take an interest in wrestling, but being able to share that with your kid is like a really cool experience. And
yeah, man, thank you, and thanks for noticing, man. It's something that is just very, very important to me, and it was definitely a special moment. When I got into pro wrestling as a kid, my grandparents were the ones to get me my first action figures, and I could still remember that exact moment. And action figures have always been a part of my life, since my earliest memories. So the fact that I got to the point where, became successful enough and made it to the point where I could actually have an action figure produced of me and then have my child be able to see and witness that moment and share it with me. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. You know what I mean? If Ortiz has known me personally for years since we were kids, and he knows my background. He knows what I've been through. He knows the things I've had to see and go through to get to this point. And to me, having that moment and sharing it with my daughter was it was full circle. It was the icing on the cake, man. And I think a lot of more wrestlers in the game should be open and share things like that, because like you said, there's people like you that it speaks to, you know what I mean? And it just offers another kind of motivation and inspiration. And to me personally, like, I read a quote last week, and it was a quote by Nipsey Hussle, and he was like, the best gift you could ever give another human being is inspiration. That's the greatest currency you could give someone. And I totally agree. You never know who's out there that you could touch and inspire and just help make their day brighter in any way possible.
Mm-hmm. I will close with this.
Yeah.
Sorry. You want to go?
No, I was gonna say that was beautifully said.
Oh, it was, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I was a funny story to bring it to a lighter note. I have a son as well, and I was gonna maybe do something similar, but my son is 2, and when I presented my action figure to him, he just tossed it. I was just like, maybe I don't put this on the internet and leave that as that.
Hey, at least he didn't.
I would have definitely posted that.
You should. At least he didn't like tear the limbs off or like switch the head or something like that, because maybe in like another year he's going to be destructive. I know I have a 20 months old right now, and I definitely think she would do that. But I appreciate you bringing it to a lighter note, and I will close on this. The match, it's going to be serious, physical, hardcore, if you want to use that term, but Blood and Guts is a match that we've seen some elements before, but we've never seen it before in AEW. So if you had to pick a match from your own career, and I know we mentioned a few of them, the Concrete Jungle's another one from Impact, like that we didn't mention yet,
Mm-hmm.
but are there any matches that you want people to maybe check out before they see Blood and Guts on Wednesday? Or if it's easier, is there a match that you guys feel like best represents you as a tag team, no matter what the stipulation is?
Ooh, good question.
As far as the level of violence, I would say check out our No Ropes Barbed Wire match that we had at Impact. That was definitely a crazy one. Definitely check out our parking lot brawl that we had with Best Friends. That's another one that, if you're talking violence and brutality, that best describes us right there, and just the state of mind that we take ourselves to. But as far as a regular match, no matter the stipulation, that best represents us, man. Oof.
So many.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
I would have to go, while you think, Richie, I would have to go with the parking lot brawl with Best Friends. I think that was that's it right there, man. That just shows that I think that paint the perfect picture of us. You know what I mean? More than anything. And again, I mean, other matches you see it in, but if I had to pick one, I would pick that parking lot brawl match.
And not to put ourselves over or whatever the case is. A lot of people, they remember a lot of our violent and blood feud matches, but if you go back and look at our career, up to this point, we've showed that we could hang with any style. You know what I mean? Thankfully, we've been in the ring with some of the greatest tag teams in wrestling all over the world, and we've proven that we could hang with any style. We could go to the UK, work their style. We could go to Mexico, work the lucha style. And that's one thing that we've prided ourselves on. That when we told ourselves coming up that we were on a quest to be the best, we told ourselves that in order to do that, you got to be able to be put anywhere in the world to be able to work that style. So, yeah. But as far as another match, man, I don't know. There's just so many good ones. But yeah, like Ortiz was saying, our parking lot brawl that we had back in, I think, September. That's yeah.
No, that's a good selection, and I'm glad you guys brought up the point that's not representative of everything you do, but that match represents physical street fight, but there are some elements of comedy in there, and like this call, it did end on a lighter note. Trent's mom pulling away in the minivan, so there's something for everybody there. I think that just really was probably one of the best matches of the year last year, and I look forward to seeing what you guys do on Wednesday. Blood and guts. What else can you say? We covered quite a bit on this call. I encourage everybody to watch live on Wednesday. Hopefully we get to do this again when you guys walk away from it. And thanks again for your time today.
Oh man, thank you, man.